been kind of sliding off my system a wee bit. So I'm making myself do this. This is an exercise in how to do things. So the idea is that I do this every day, and you might have noticed yesterday I didn't do one. Did I do one on Monday? I don't think I did. So it's kind of insidious how creativity, making stuff, can start to slip away insidiously. You know, it's like you don't even notice. You think, oh, I'll just have a day off, and then it's like my diet's in the toilet. I'm not exercising much. But my writing and my video making were kind of my things. And if they start to slip as well, where does that leave me? I don't know, really. I'm not sure I want to find out either. I haven't been working either. I haven't done any videos for Serenity Scotland this week, or I haven't done any gear music tech videos now that my editor's left. That's back on me. What have I been doing? Well, that's a good question. I heard a podcast with Susan Cain talking with Amanda Palmer on her podcast. Amanda Palmer Asks Everything. And it was really quite moving. They were talking about melancholy music and the idea of Bittersweet, because that's the title of Susan's new book. And the vibe was just right in my wheelhouse, you know. And I got up yesterday and saw there was a podcast episode with Susan Cain on Rich Roll. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you'll know I'm a big Rich Roll fan. He's a kind of, not a mentor, but someone I look up to. You know, someone I quite like to end up being like, maybe interviewing people that seem to be changing the world in some way. And the discussion they had was great. They went into Susan's first book, which is called Quiet. We talk about introversion. So again, right in my wheelhouse. And then they went on to talk about Bittersweet, which is, again, you know, it's exactly the kind of content that I'm looking for. And I found it very helpful, so I went on to Amazon and I bought Quiet, Susan's first book. I spent most of the day reading that yesterday. And it's talking about introversion versus shyness. It mentions Asperger's. So it's all kind of things that resonate with me in a big way. It got me thinking about my performance anxiety. Susan mentions having had that. I suppose she kind of got into writing about these topics because these were problems that she had herself. So I'm like, ooh, okay. So I'm trying to think of it in terms of addiction and how the fear of being judged, the introversion, these are all pathologies that I would drink or take drugs to help me with. Even something like going to work at the post office, which I struggled with. You know, I really, really struggled with that. And I'm getting a better handle on why that is. But I would take tramadol. You know, at one point I was on probably about 18 a day, and I couldn't go to work without them. It was mental. Eventually I got off them, took a while, but you know, that idea that substances can show up as a way of, well, helping, with inverted commas, to deal with these pathologies. And now, in a sober world where I'm not taking anything, I'm trying to find solutions to dealing with performance anxiety, for one, to dealing with social situations, etc. So I think as I read more around these topics from people who've suffered with these pathologies and have gone on to find solutions, you know, I think there's something there for me. And writing is obviously a big way of talking about it, and so is making videos. So those are the things I need to practice. I need to keep doing as often as possible. Because I know that when I do them, I always feel better after having done them. And when I don't do them, I try and justify it. Well, the dogs aren't well, and feeling kind of sad, and, that's probably when I should write something or talk on video more than any other time, rather than just coming on and saying, whoa, everything's great, because it isn't. And this is why I think Amanda Palmer's discussion with Susan Cain resonates so hard. Because that's what they talk about, how, not everyone's happy all the time. And we need human connection. That was one of the things that I got out of the book and the podcast episodes, is that I think Susan's belief is that human connection is something we all need. And yet, it's something some of us really struggle with.
Because I think the ultimate human desire is for connection, and that's what it's doing. And so, you look at our culture now, and there's so much divisiveness and so on, and I don't think that's unrelated to the way in which we're supposed to present so cheerfully and so successfully all the time. That means we're not really able to connect with each other.
Right.
And I find that, is this human connection? I think it is. Yeah, it's not real life. I'm not sitting down talking to you in the same room, but, in some way, I think it is helping me to overcome that hurdle a wee bit. So that's where I am today. Thank goodness I got to sit down and talk. I was pretty close to not doing it, and here I am anyway, showing up like a good bear. So I will give you all a big cheers. Take a wee sip. Have a great day. See you later.